Nestled away in the Allegheny Mountains at the beautiful Omni Homestead Resort, the Virginia Bar Association hosted a debate between the two candidates running for Virginia's U.S. Senate seat this fall. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine currently holds the seat, but his current term ends at the end of this year. His Republican challenger, Prince William County Board of Supervisors Chairman Corey Stewart, has never held statewide office, but has ran for this exact seat before, losing the nomination to E.W. Jackson in 2012 at the Republican convention. Jackson would go on to lose the general election to Tim Kaine. When Corey Stewart won the party's nomination this year, he promised to run a ruthless campaign to unseat Tim Kaine this fall, and today he delivered on that promise.
And you want to eliminate that agency that is doing all that important law enforcement work to keep our families safe, all in the name of political correctness, because you're too weak to stand up to Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer.
But Senator Kaine was not intimidated by Stewart and dished out some ruthlessness of his own.
Isn't it true that when you joined the Hillary Clinton campaign, after Hillary told you to change your positions, you changed all those positions and others?
No. Not at all. In fact, this is when Corey, when he got into the race, said it was going to be ruthless and vicious. And what that means, if I can translate, is make it nasty, make it personal, or make it up. And sometimes do all three, and this is an example of that.
Both candidates accused the other of cozying up to and pandering to racist and anti-Semites. In the past, Corey Stewart has appeared in photos with the organizer of the August 12, 2017 Deadly Unite the Right rally, white supremacist Jason Kessler. Stewart has since disavowed Kessler, but Senator Kaine said it wasn't Kessler that sought out Stewart, but instead it was Stewart that sought out Kessler and anti-Semite Paul Nealon, who Stewart once called his personal hero, but has since denounced Nealon.
Jason Kessler. It was obvious to people who Jason Kessler was. And it wasn't just that Jason Kessler came to Corey's events. No, Corey went to Jason Kessler's events. The architect of that horrible tragedy in Charlottesville that led to the death of a paralegal, that led to the death of 2 state troopers that I knew, that led to the horrible injuries of many others. It was Corey who sought out Jason Kessler, not the other way around. Corey sought out Paul Nealon. Now, we don't know who Paul Nealon is. You have to look to find Paul Nealon. You got to search to find Paul Nealon. He is a notorious anti-Semite, anti-Islamic, violent language, and Corey didn't just seek him out. Corey went and appeared with him and called Paul Nealon one of his personal heroes. He paid Paul Nealon to get his supporter list because he thought, those are my kind of people, I want to reach out to them.
In return, Stewart accused Kaine of endorsing an anti-Semite for Congress. 5th District U.S. Congressional candidate Leslie Coburn.
Senator, I've disavowed those people. But why have you not yet disavowed Leslie Coburn? An open anti-Semite. Somebody who claims that somehow Jewish people in this country have taken over the foreign policy establishment in the United States. Somebody who actually congratulated Saddam Hussein for attacking Israel with Scud missiles. Why have you not disavowed yourself from her? I've disavowed myself from everybody who's been identified as an anti-Semite or a bigot or a racist. But the press has not held you accountable, and nobody's held you accountable. You still have not disavowed yourself from this double standard. And you know what it is? Every time you find a conservative, anybody who supports President Trump, anytime you find somebody who wants to protect our monuments, anytime you find somebody who wants to remove dangerous criminal illegal aliens, you call them a racist.
Look through the record, Corey. I haven't called you a racist. I don't call people racist unless they're white supremacists. Leslie Coburn. Leslie wrote a book that was critical of U.S. and Israeli foreign policy. That's not the same as being an anti-Semite. There are things about U.S. foreign policy under all presidents I like and dislike. There are things about the Israeli foreign policy I like and dislike. I am the chief Democrat on the Foreign Relations Committee overseeing the U.S.-Israel relationship. I've been to Israel more times than I've been to any other country. But you can be critical of somebody's foreign policy and not be an anti-Semite.
So you don't think that...
I caught up with both candidates after the debate to ask them once and for all if they are racist or want the support of racist and anti-Semites.
Are you willing to stand here today and say you don't want the votes from anybody that's anti-Semite? You don't want anybody supporting you that's racist or white nationalist?
Yeah, yes. Yes,
you,
that's an easy answer.
Mr. Stewart, I know you denounced Paul Nealon and disavowed Jason Kessler, but are you willing to say here today, I don't want the support of any racist, any white supremacists, any neo-Nazis?
Yes, I'm willing to say that. I don't want the support of anybody who's racist or bigoted or anti-Semitic. That's not who I am, and that's not where I want to go.
Hopefully, candidate Stewart sticks by his word, because this man circled right here was there at the debate today with a Corey Stewart shirt on to show his support. And this guy circled right here was at his primary election night watch party at the Electric Palm in Woodbridge, Virginia. During the debate, the candidates went back and forth on Russia and President Trump's cozy relationship with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin.
We have a president who is standing up to the Russians. And now, Senator Kaine, now we have Senator Kaine, who wants to declare the Russians our enemies. He wants to imperil that relationship. He wants to jeopardize one of the most important bilateral relationships that this country has. And that's frightening, given that he's on the Foreign Relations Committee.
And if there's anything that demonstrates the difference between us, it's Corey Stewart standing up here and saying that President Trump is standing up to the Russians. President Trump is caving to the Russians. President Trump went over and picked a fight with allies, Canada, the UK, Germany. But then when he was on a stage and next to Vladimir Putin, who the Republican national security establishment has concluded attacked our elections, he went all soft. And he believed Vladimir Putin even over the hardworking and patriotic Americans who have concluded that Russia is attacking our election.
Prior to the debate, Corey Stewart appeared on several news shows accusing Kaine's son of being a member of Antifa because the senator's son was arrested on suspicion of second-degree rioting. I was waiting for this to come up in the debate, but it never did. So I asked the senator if either he or his son were or are members of Antifa.
So it's a two-pronged question. Are you or your son, you and or your son, a member of Antifa? And number two, did you use your power as a senator from Virginia to go into another state and possibly
No.
push on a judge or a prosecutor?
No.
So the answer to both of those is no? Correct?
No. And, you know, I thought it was interesting. Corey has been saying that a lot. And I wondered whether on a stage he would say it standing next to me. But he pulled the Donald Trump with Vladimir Putin. You know, bullies like to talk tough when they're not standing next to somebody who's got stature. But he wouldn't say anything about my son standing next to me. And I think you know what that means. My son believes very much in altruism and engagement and keeping it peaceful, and so do I. But you do have the ability in this country, thank goodness, to protest peacefully if you think that, you know, you need to. And so, but we share an understanding of the obligation to behave peacefully.
After the debate, Stewart said he had demolished Tim Kaine in his first debate.
Well, I think he got demolished. I think the fact is that the truth came out that Senator Kaine has done nothing for Virginia, either in the United States Senate or even when he was governor. Not a single major accomplishment. He's too weak, he's too liberal, and he's done too little for Virginia.
What do you, our viewers, think? Please comment below. Both candidates were swarmed by reporters, and there were so many questions I wanted to ask both of them that I did not get a chance to ask them. Thankfully, though, there are 2 more debates scheduled and hundreds of campaign stops in between now and the election on November 6th.
From the debate hall in Hot Springs, Virginia, Theodore Whitelow for Breaking Through.